What's up, guys? I'm Cole,
Matt,
and we're back with another bad movie review. This week, we got 10.0 Earthquake. So, let's get started.
yes. I'm going to say it now. I nitpicked.
Yes, and the only reason he nitpicked is because there wasn't that much wrong with this movie.
No.
It didn't have a bad cast. Jeffrey Jones, I believe, was in it.
Yeah.
From Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's what he's one of his famous roles. And Henry Ian Cusick from Lost and The 100 is the main character, Jack. I enjoy watching him on anything he does. So it wasn't a bad movie for me. But let's start. There's
a scene that they're in a hot tub jacuzzi on a rooftop or whatever, hanging out.
Well, random people. We don't know any of them.
They weren't important to the story or anything. So the one girl gets out, gets another bottle of champagne. She comes back. The earth shook a little bit. She's just like...
That cracked me up because it's like, what could they have possibly done to make the whole house shake?
She comes back to the jacuzzi and
sees this. Don't even describe it. She sees this.
How did the building just break in that one spot?
Like it was just sliced off.
And she just, no reaction to her either. She was just like, ah! And then that was the end of that scene.
So what we do get across this movie is like a few random points of this is what's happening in other places. And it's just random death scenes. So the first one we get is a surfer where it opens up and he's filming himself on his GoPro. And then he gets back to the sand and he puts his board in, and then all the sand just starts receding back like into the earth. Like it's all just dropping into these fissures that are opening. And they make it to him, and it was just this awkward kind of... I don't even know how to explain it.
They took the surfer thing too far, is what they did with that.
Are you talking about dude?
Yeah.
Dude.
That's what they did.
Dude.
As he just fell. Dude.
But then I'm like, he had this awkward kind of like, he couldn't really get his footing, and he was kind of tripping, and then he just fell in. I was like, it was just awkward. And of course his friend comes back onto the beach and says...
Dude. So, the main doctor, whoever, I don't remember her name. I don't remember anybody's name in these films.
You never do.
So, she gets to the place, the guy's telling her how we have a low budget and all. You know, we don't have any budget, that's why there's nobody here. Picks up a stapler and goes, we don't even have enough for staples. I shouldn't even use that stapler. But, like, you're talking about no budget to begin with, so why would you think, oh, let me use this staple?
Forget that. He says that there's no budget, that he's the only one there that day. And yet he goes to the girl, he's like, well, you could sign up for the softball team.
That too, yeah. There's no budget. Who's joining that softball team? Then the earthquake happens in the park. There's a birthday party going on in the park, and they're swinging out the piñata and stuff. So then the earth starts shaking and everything, and everybody leaves, and just leaves the little girl there by herself.
Who's blindfolded, swinging at the piñata.
How do you do that? How do you just leave the little girl? Don't say anything to her. Come on, get out of here.
No, they all just abandon her.
Just leave her there.
We get to another random death scene, and it's a tree cutter. So I guess going to have to trim the palm trees. So he straps himself to the band that goes around the tree so that you can kind of pull yourself up. And he gets to the top, and as he's trying to rev his chainsaw, you see the background. The other trees are starting to sway because the earth is moving underneath them. But by the time I got to his tree, it just looked so bad. The tree looked like it was rubber. It was just doing this. And he's hanging on to it, but then all of a sudden... that happened. And he just goes. It's like, the movie could do without these random death scenes. They really could.
Then later on, they wind up... you meet another doctor who's been on the phone the whole time. And they reused the house from the beginning of the movie where they fell out of the jacuzzi. And that's the first thing I noticed was the little wine rack that they had on the side of the house that she came down. I was like, really? You can't get a new house? You had to reuse the same house?
Come on, it's an indie film. It's budget. So, we get to the main group of kids. Jack's daughter and her friends and everything. And she likes this boy, Derek. And he's the one who said that one beer you could still drive. So, obviously that she likes him and she, she wants something to happen this weekend. And up until now, he seemed like just a regular teenage guy. Like, yeah, he wants to be with her too, whatever. But, oh my God, he changes completely, man. A complete 180 on his fucking character. He meets her in the girls' bathroom and, like, tries to force himself on her, and that was just uncomfortable. Thank God an earthquake hit. Rapist. And the fact that she even still, like, got in the car with him after that. Like, I don't care, earthquake or not. You're gonna go with him after you tried to do that shit, you know what I mean? I would have outed him right there and then. And then it just keeps getting worse. Like, she says that they should turn back. They shouldn't keep driving to where they're going. He's like, stop being a bitch. He just turned around. He's like, you're being a bitch. It's like, oh my God, this guy is a fucking asshole. It was killing me. Like, they just completely just turned his character around.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Then we're back to the father, and they're at the plant, the fracking plant. And him and his partner go down into the thing to go see what the two guys that you find out died earlier in the movie. And the steel beam falls on the hatch, and it's a big metal steel beam, falls on the hatch. And now they're underneath and they can't get it open. 5 seconds later, here's the doctor that we meet. Dr. Gladstone. Marcus Gladstone.
No.
Right? No, his name's not Marcus?
I think Marcus was Marcus Booker. The guy who wasted the staple.
Oh, okay. So Dr. Gladstone and the other doctor, the female, managed to lift this beam up and get them out.
Yeah. You guys really screwed the pooch, didn't you?
Yes, and it's just funny that having just watched
Where they
San Andreas Quake,
that they couldn't get a plank of wood up.
Right, like it's kind of like a compare and contrast. Like he couldn't even lift the one beam from the balcony,
This
guy's just like giant steel beam. Ugh!
Yeah,
Let's go. Okay, so now we get to Jack again, and he's with his wife. I don't want to say ex because they're not technically separated yet.
no,
So he's with his
papers.
right. So he's with his wife, and they're driving through. I don't know what it's called. If you ever played GTA, it's that big.
It's like the ravine. It's like a ravine.
It's like a little. I don't even know the little thing with water with the cement, and it kind of comes into like a gully type thing. Whatever. I'll show a picture. Fuck. But so they're driving through that because the traffic is just too intense on top. So he wants to really get to his daughter, so he just drives down the hill, and the earth starts cracking under them as they're driving. So he's trying to outrun it, but it kind of catches up and the car shakes, and the wife, the cell phone that she's using to track where the daughter is, flies out the back window and into the flatbed of the pickup truck. And so begins the most intense phone rescue in movie history. I don't know why they made it so intense. Like, they could have honestly... It wasn't like they were going to find her that second. They could have honestly just... Right, they could have left it in the back of the truck and just waited till they escaped this little tremor or whatever was happening and then just gotten out and picked it up. But instead, here goes Jack climbing out of the van, out of the pickup truck. He's climbing on the side and he's starting to fall because she's driving sporadically, and he gets to the back. He starts getting thrown around in the back just to rescue this phone. And I'm like, just fucking leave it there. You'll get it. Don't worry. You'll get it. But I was just like, oh my God, like, why did it have to look so, like, action-packed just to get the phone out of the flatbed? So now we get to the kids again, who now the highway they were driving on collapsed and their car crashed. And one of the guys, not Derek, there's Derek, a nerd, and a dick. I don't remember the nerd's name.
Theodore, I think.
Okay, yes, Theodore. And the dick's name was
Who cares?
Someone with a W. Walter. Some shit. Asshole. Dick. So, and he was abusing the Theodore the whole trip. Like, it was so annoying because he was like the obvious dick, where Derek was the closet dick. And then as they wake up from their crash, they all get out, and the dick is hanging off the hood of the truck. Hanging off, just free fall. And at this point, you know what's going to happen. And I was excited for it. So they try to rescue him, and they do a terrible job doing it. And the cooler on the top of the truck flips open, and all the soda comes out, all the beer, and cracks him in the face, and he goes flying off. The truck goes flying off. He lands, and the truck just flattens him. And it was so satisfying. The dick died! Yes!
Then you get halfway later on, and the other dick dies.
Yes! Derek died too.
Yes. It wasn't that important. I didn't care because...
I was just happy he died too.
Yeah.
And the girl died with him. The friend, Cindy. Because she was a bitch. She was stupid. That's what it was. She'd rather go with Derek just because she liked him than go with Nicole and Theodore where they'll actually be safe. So she deserved to die too. So they both died together.
Intercorsely. Intercorpsely.
Boo!
So later on, you see an aerial shot of L.A. destroyed.
Oh my god.
Buildings
completely
burning.
destroyed.
And you get
Just
the
destruction.
You see a scene of the highway where it looked like they just filmed the highway and forgot to edit the cars out. Because these cars were just casually on their way to where they were going. Like no forced traffic or anything.
Meanwhile, the buildings are all on fire. There's destruction and chaos everywhere.
But they really didn't show people in chaos. Like, you didn't get other people except the people that they showed on film.
Yeah, I mean...
there were no extras.
Right, where they really focused more on just the main cast.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind. It was enjoyable.
But you could still show chaos going on with other people.
They did those random death scenes. We got 3 of them. The third one was a hunter who left his shotgun on a rock because his hunting dog was barking. And when he went to go look at him, the earth shook, the gun slipped, hit the ground, and shot him in the back. And he died too.
On to our rating.
There really weren't a lot of bad points. I mean, we even made it to the end of the movie and didn't have bad points for the end either. The most recent bad point was his point about the people driving into chaos. So, you want to go first?
Give this movie a B.
A B?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I recommend it.
I'm going to give this movie an A.
I wouldn't go that far.
I didn't say A+.
No, because I did nitpick it, so I have to stick with it.
Yeah, you, because you nitpicked it. I didn't nitpick it. I just gave the points that I thought were necessary.
And I'm not judging you for this one.
I got shoes untied.
I'm not judging you for this one.
No, I'm going to give it an A, and he's going to give it a B. This movie was enjoyable to watch.
It was good for an indie film.
Yeah, it was. And I think that's something to do with the Asylum not being part of it.
Because we've watched quite a few.
Yes, the Asylum is responsible for a lot of the bad movies that are out there. Sandra's Quake was one of them.
I think Kill a Mermaid was too.
Yes, Kill a Mermaid was another one. I think a lot of them are Asylum related. So the fact that this wasn't, and it wasn't,
we're gonna jump to Asylum and go find movies by them.
Honestly, that would be the best bet. But the fact that this wasn't made by them, I think, might lend the fact that it wasn't as bad of a movie. And honestly, Netflix gave it, I think, 1.5 stars.
Yeah,
I don't think it deserved that at all. I mean, it's not a blockbuster, but it's for what it was a great movie.
Because I guarantee you people were judging on the CGI, and I actually didn't judge CGI in this movie.
So yes, it's not that bad of a movie. Go check it out if you ever get a chance. That was our bad movie review on 10.0 Earthquake. Tune in next week when we have, I believe, Dead Snow.
Dead Snow,
Dead Snow.
If it's on there.
Dead Snow. I've seen this movie around a lot. Like, it does keep popping up for some reason. I think it's kind of where Sharknado was that pop culture phenomenon, but it's not. It didn't hit that level. It was kind of on the cusp of it.
There, but it's not there.
But it didn't get there. So tune in next week for Dead Snow. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought or what we could do better. And, of course, give us movies that you want us to check out. But until then, I'm Cope.
I forgot the cheesecake.
Oh, wait. We gotta stop for cheesecake.
And we'll see you next time, guys. Later.